I stopped him?
Correct. I'm asking, did you determine?
I absolutely determined that a vehicle could not safely maneuver around him because he was in the middle of the roadway where a bike lane was provided, past the obstruction that you keep speaking of. He was operating a vehicle, a bicycle, in the middle of the roadway, past that obstruction that had nothing to do with why I stopped him.
Right.
He could have maneuvered back over to the right, which he's required to do.
I got you, sir. But again, just to answer my question, you said earlier that you weren't sure if there were any other obstructions on the road, up and down that road, right? That's the only one you saw, was the one we pointed to, right?
I believe I testified in the area where I was at. I believe I testified that I did not see any other obstructions in the area in which I stopped him.
Got you. Thank you. And we're clear that prior to that area, or even further from that area, you have no knowledge of any obstructions, correct?
I believe I already answered that.
Answer it again, please.
Yeah, thank you.
We need a record. We need a record. So
I'm sorry, Your Honor. It just seems like he keeps asking me the same questions over and over.
That's because you're not answering, so it seems like that. Just answer the question.
Okay. As I stated previously, I do not recall any other obstructions in the area where I stopped the defendant.
And that wasn't the question, sir, and I really want to move on.
Well, then could you please clarify?
Your Honor, I would object. Mr. Barton, I've never said badgering.
This is going too far. Quite frankly, I don't find badgering. I find a lot of problems here.
Thank you.
There are questions being asked of a witness on cross-examination. They are yes or no questions. Or yes, no, I don't know. Did you see an obstacle earlier in the roadway? Yes, no, I can't recall. I don't know. Instead, we're not getting clear answers. We're getting run-on testimony. And I'm growing as frustrated with it as everyone else.
Your Honor, I apologize if my answers...
No one wants to be here in trial on this case for 4 hours today. There are questions being asked. This is direct examination. Ms. Horn will have a chance to redirect. This is cross, okay? Cross has its purpose. The defense attorney is drawing out the answers that he wants. You don't have to give him the answers he wants, but you have to give him the answer that's true. Yes, no, I don't know.
Your Honor, I apologize. I apologize if my answers are frustrating. I honestly do. I feel like I'm being poked and prodded.
I understand that. That's what happens at trial when you're a witness.
I apologize, Your Honor. I will do my best.
Know that you're going to be poked and prodded at trial.
Again, I will do my best, Your Honor.
Ms. Horn's job is to come back and allow you to clear it up, clean it up, whatever you need to do when you finish. Okay, we're not in front of a jury. This is me. I get it. I've read the statute. I know the law. I understand how this works.
Again, Your Honor, I completely apologize. I will do my best.
All right.
And Your Honor, for the record, that people stand with the objection of badgering. It's very repetitive. Some questions being asked more than 5-6 times.
Well, the problem is there's a defense attorney trying to create a clean record, right? A lot of trial is about the record. We have to get clear answers to the questions. And if they're not clear, he's going to keep asking because he needs a clean record. Mr. Barton, please frame your questions succinctly so that they get a succinct answer, okay?
Right, and don't elicit a narrative. Yep.
All right.
Yes, no question. So he's giving a narrative if he chooses to.
Okay, Attorney Barton, please continue, okay? Please.
Thank you. All right, so Officer Tershnak, we're at the, hold on one second. We're at the bike lane thing. So you said earlier, or let me ask you this. You never asked my client whether he have moved into that lane to avoid the obstruction, correct?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Sure. You never asked my client whether he moved into the main road to avoid an obstruction, correct?
Correct.
Got you. There was no crash that occurred, correct?
Correct.
There was no driver that gave you a written complaint about my client intentionally blocking traffic, right?
No, sir.
Okay. And later on, you did not even remove the obstruction from that area where my client was ordered to ride, correct?
No.
So you left it there.
It's a construction zone. That's a state sign that's there for detour purposes for traffic. I'm not authorized to remove it.
Did you notify anyone with the city or the state to move the sign because it was an obstruction?
No, I did not.
And you're clear that an officer's traffic order must be lawful and related to safety, correct?
Yes.
As it relates to the obstruction, I think we already stated that it was that my client encountered it before he encountered you. But just to be clear, it's fair to say my client didn't create the obstruction, correct?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be petty. I'm just keeping the record clean. And then the client did advise you that he moved. I'm sorry, you never asked, but he did advise you that he moved out of the lane due to the obstruction. Is that correct?
I don't recall him saying that to me.
Okay. Do you recall, what do you recall him telling you why he was not in the bike lane?
As I stated before, he said that there was a sign that said the bike lane was closed.
Gotcha.
And that's why he was riding in the middle of the street.
Okay. And so just to be clear, as far as the order, you're not claiming that my client had no right to be on the roadway at all, right?
No, not at all.
Okay. And you're not claiming that bicycles are prohibited from being on the roadway, correct?
No.
And you're also not saying that my client was required to ride through the obstruction, right?
No, I'm not saying he would. No.
Okay. Now, as to the ID, I think we already stated that as just the person riding a bike is not required to have an ID, correct?
Correct.
And so if he was lawfully riding his vehicle, he wouldn't have to produce an identification to you or any other officer, right?
If lawfully.
Right. So if the order was not proper, he would be lawfully riding, right?
Say that again, I'm sorry?
Sure. If the order, so say I give an unlawful order to do something for a bike rider, that means if the order was unlawful, they still have the right to do whatever it was that I'm telling them they can't do.
Correct.
All right. I just want to make sure I'm done, Your Honor. I have everything. One moment. Last thing, you mentioned the headlights on his bike. The headlights on the bike wouldn't move an obstacle out the way, right?
No, it would not move it.
We mentioned excuse me, let me ask you this. Based on the video that we saw, it would be fair to say that there was construction all over that road or in that area where you were, right?
Fort Street has construction, yes.
I got you. I think that covers us, Your Honor. One moment. Oh, I'm sorry. Last thing. There was no driver reports of any injuries or anything like that, right?
No.
Okay. Thank you. I think that covers us, Your Honor. No further questions from defense.
Thank you, Attorney Horn.
He was in the middle of the roadway.
Correct.
And if that bike lane, say it was obstructed, where should he have been riding to avoid it?
Even if the bike lane was obstructed, which it was not, he still has a duty to move to the far right side of the traffic lane to give the right of way to vehicular traffic that's traveling on the road.
Okay. And as you approached, was he blocking your right of way?
Yes, he was in the middle of my lane of traffic.
And you stated that you didn't see any obstructions, where in the lane that you were in, as you were riding. And you asked him, what did you ask him? You asked him to move into the bike lane?
Yes.
And how many times did you ask that question?
I asked him twice to move into the bike lane via the loudspeaker on my vehicle. Then a third time, once the traffic cones where there was the space for vehicles to turn left, I pulled up alongside of him and rolled my window down and asked him a third time and said he needs to be in the bike lane. And then that's when he began arguing with me.
And at that time, before the argument started and the third command that you had given him to properly use the bike lane, had you had any intentions on giving him a ticket?
No, not at all.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right.
It's a very, very brief redirect, Your Honor. Again, you said about
is that a thing, Your Honor?
I got what he meant. It's recross, and as long as he doesn't exceed the scope block, I'm going to allow it.
I'm sorry. It's very brief, very brief. Recross. You said the middle of the road, etc. Again, we don't have any video of that encounter of him in the middle of the road, right?
I don't know what was recorded on the dash cam or the body cam.
And the people would object to the middle of the road for a long time, ever since even before the criminal law was codified. We have depended on witness testimony. So whether or not we have video, or if we don't have it, we don't have it.
Well, respectfully, Your Honor, I'm asking if he.
It's just a question. It's just a question. Is there video of it? That's it.
That's it. And just so the question was, you didn't have any. Oh, I'm sorry. He answered it, I believe. He said he essentially said he didn't know. Right? Got it. All right.
Let's. You've had your cross, so let's finish up.
Very last question was just that the middle lane, quote unquote. You said he was riding in the middle of the road, but we are clear that there was construction on the road, narrowing the road. Is that fair to say?
In order to answer that, that's not a yes or no answer. I would have to describe.
That's 100% a yes or no answer. Is there construction on the road narrowing the road, making the road less wide than it would be had that construction not been there? It's a yes or no question. Very simple.
Are you asking me if it narrowed the lane of travel or the entire roadway?
May I ask a clarifying question? Does the construction on the road lessen the area upon which vehicles have to travel on that road?
That's kind of what I was asking. The cones and the curb for the bike lane still establish a well-established lane of travel for vehicles. So that's what I was trying to clarify.
All right.
So just to answer my question, the road itself, I understand what you're saying. The road itself is narrowed by the construction. Is that correct?
No, technically, no, it's not. The only thing
that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. That's your answer. That's fine.
Why I said I'm trying to help you out.
No, you know what? Let's help out. Last one. If we pull up that video at the 1740 mark, and we look at that road, you're telling me that road and those cones do not block the normal flow of traffic?
Your Honor, I would object because he didn't ask whether it blocks a normal flow of traffic. The question was whether it narrowed. Is that correct?
Let's do this. Strike those. Let's do a very simple question. With the construction on the road, does it alter, narrow, or change the ability or the total space for any driver I think he left, Your Honor. I think we lost him. Alter, narrow, or change the ability or the total space for any driver I think he left, Your Honor. I think we lost him.
We did.
My apologies.
Battery or something. All right. We'll wait for back on. Okay. Nothing happened without you.
I'm sorry, ma'am. My Zoom dropped.
Good.
No problem. Very last question, sir.
Okay.
Very briefly.
Yes.
And you can take a look at the video of the 1740 mark of video number 2 from the scout. I'm asking you, on that road, was that road narrowed or obstructed in any way that would limit a driver from the normal road that was there?
That's
Let's ask straight that question.
Your term of narrowing
on the road where the cones are. Can you drive a car where the cones are on that road?
You could, but you would go into the construction zone.
Let's try and ask.
I understand. Attorney Barton, I understand your question. I understand. Again, we've watched the video. You're asking Officer Tershnak, if, for his subjective opinion about whether or not it narrows the road. Objectively, in the video, one can see that construction is going to make less road available to the vehicles. And depending upon where those barrels are sitting, it may be by narrowing. Because otherwise, as Sargent has testified, you could keep driving, but you're going to drive into construction and maybe into an orange barrel. We get it. Okay.
That's all. We'll make the arguments at closing. Thank you, Your Honor. That was all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Anything further?
Nothing further from the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Okay, Sergeant Tershnak. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And what about Mr. Fletz? Attorney Barton?
Yes,
Are you
Your Honor.
calling me witnesses?
No, Your Honor. No.
All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Pletz, go ahead and activate your camera, please. We'll move on to closing arguments. Attorney Horn. Let's make sure Mr. Pletz is still with us just because I'm not getting video or audio. There we go. Okay. Attorney Horn.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people have shown that Mr. Pletz was riding in the middle of the roadway, whether it was narrower or not. He even admitted himself in the video that he should have
17 minutes and 5 seconds and 17 minutes and 7 seconds. When police cars were sitting in the lane, a large oil tanker truck went by, traveling the exact same direction. If that large oil tanker was not obstructed by numerous police cars and individuals in the roadway, it's difficult for me to understand how one cyclist obstructs traffic if a tanker can still get by, because it did. It caught my attention because of what we're examining today. It was a huge truck. I invite you to go back and watch the video if you doubt what I'm saying. So somehow traffic is not obstructed by large vehicles, police cars, but is obstructed by a single cyclist. I don't think so. An officer, as it was phrased, kindly asking you to do something or giving you a friendly reminder to do something might be nice, but that doesn't turn a request into a lawful order simply because it's coming from an officer. It still has to have its basis in the law. Sargent TechN0 testified under cross-examination that he was not familiar off the top of his head with the very statutes that are applicable to this case today. Absolutely, that was your testimony, officer. And if you don't want me to address you, then keep a poker face, because that was absolutely your testimony. We went over it many times where the answer was yes, no, or I don't know. The question was directly about the statutes and the content of the statutes. And the answer was, I don't know off the top of my head. And that's okay. I don't keep a book of statutes in my head either. And it's way easier to keep the general rule in your head than all of the exceptions. And here we have numerous exceptions that Mr. Pletz was relying upon. The biggest one being, I could not travel in the bike lane because there were obstructions in the bike lane. Whether we think it was enough room to maneuver around or his headlight should have lit it up for him. You know, I have a disease where I have vision issues. I don't know. I can't impute my ability to see to everyone else. What we can see, though, is that there was an obstruction in the bike lane. And what was clear by the end of the second video that was shown, as we all know Fort Street to be right now, is that it is full of obstructions everywhere. That barrel appeared to be very close to the bike lane at the end of the video. Now, Officer TechN0 saw it in person. Maybe it was further to the left than it appears to me. Maybe to Mr. Pletz, who was further back and not looking at a still photo of it as we are. He sees another obstruction in the bike lane. And so he's traveling the roadway until he gets past the obstructions that would cause him to, quite frankly, not maintain a single course, but be dodging in and out of traffic to avoid every obstacle in that bike lane, in that roadway. There is a practicality to the law. It's supposed to make sense. It's supposed to protect people and not endanger people. And if we are trying to say, I mean, that's the only alternative, because we know that there's construction and he could off the bike lane when he couldn't, on the bike lane when he could, off the bike lane when he couldn't. At 2:30 in the morning, when there are possibly drunk drivers, all kinds of people could be on the street, although there didn't appear to be many that night. I don't know. I mean, I could say more. I think it'll just muddy the record. I don't think that, unfortunately, is something that we have to advise people, but we should not be saying to people, when an officer kindly asks you to do something or gives you a friendly reminder, you just do it or it's going to turn out bad for you. That's not the kind of place that we're supposed to live in. It's okay for people to know their rights. You don't even have to take a bar exam in every state in this country to be a lawyer. You don't have to go to law school in every state. Law is still done in some places through learning and apprenticeship. There are smart people who study and learn the law. There are quote unquote jailhouse lawyers that could go toe to toe with any of us in this courtroom today. I do not find that Mr. Pletz interfered with traffic. I do not find that Mr. Pletz disobeyed the lawful order of a police officer, just so it's clear. I believe that Mr. Pletz's actions fell within the exception of the statute, rendering the order for him to return to the bike lane unlawful. I do not believe that there is a violation here. My finding is not guilty. on both counts. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you,
Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sergeant.
All right. You guys have a good. Thank you, Sergeant. You guys have a great day. Thank
Okay,
you.